And especially around here, there is a lot of kind of retrofitting for seismic, a lot of seismic retrofitting to make sure that it's code for earthquakes. And if you're using a product that's made for seismic bracing, and should there be something, they're gonna be in better shape than people who are using the shortcuts.
That's correct. Absolutely.
SupplyWise podcast.
Hello and welcome to SupplyWise, the one why for residential, commercial, and industrial building supply. I'm your host, Andrew Stevens of Mountainland Supply, and today we're joined by Eric Young, sales engineer from Intermountain Sales and Marketing. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. So we have you here to talk about some Caddy products, but this is specifically Caddy Seismic Bracing.
That's correct.
Give us the rundown. What's important about Caddy's line of seismic bracing products?
Okay. Well, first off, it's one of the only UL listed products that are out there, and that's big in the industry because the UL testing that's given out there gives a peace of mind to our contractors, knowing that it's been tested by UL, it's been passed by UL and approved by UL, so they know if they're utilizing the Invent Caddy Seismic Bracing product. It's going to meet all the building codes, and it's listed, and that's a huge thing. There's not too many seismic bracing products out there. In fact, I think we're one of the only ones out there that's UL listed and approved.
So you mentioned that there are some products that are being used that are more rated for hanging, maybe ducts or something else like that, but not necessarily for seismic bracing.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got the seismic bracing, cable bracing system, but we also have the SpeedLink technology, which is a pretty awesome system. But you're going to see kind of some applications out there in the industry where a SpeedLink type system like this right here is being used for bracing systems, and that's not allowed due to the fact that there's a mechanism on the inside that would grab hold of that cabling, and what happens over time is that say we have a shakeup along the Wasatch Front, and it puts tension on that fitting with the cabling and shimming back and forth. The teeth on the inside here that's holding on to that cabling is going to serrate it and ruin the integrity of that cabling. And so this SpeedLink system, which is perfect for hanging lights and hanging ductwork and hanging piping, is not designed for seismic bracing. But I just want to touch up on this real quick, and since we're on SpeedLink,
right?
This system, you don't need to use any tools. It's got a plunging mechanism on the inside that's got little teeth on the inside that are grabbing hold of this cabling. And you mount this up into your beam or up to the structure, run the cabling down, and you can utilize this piece of equipment by pulling onto the rope or the cabling and pushing it through, and then you wrap it through here like this, slide it back in, wrap it around your piping, and you're done. So just follow the arrows. There's no tools needed associated with this product. A quick and easy process for hanging. Again, Caddy's just great on trying to make it as easy as possible to get your contractors in and off the job.
Right.
So with no tools, quick installation.
Right. Not for seismic bracing though. Only for the hanging.
Exactly. Only for hanging. And again, the reason for that is this cabling that's associated with the SpeedLink is it's not pre-stretched, and that's big on seismic bracing. You got to have a pre-stretched cabling so that when there is a shakeup, you're not bouncing back and forth.
Right.
There's that tension's already been pulled out of the cabling. So, but this is the SpeedLink, good for plumbing applications and ductwork applications, HVAC equipment. It's awesome. It goes up to 1.5, 2 millimeter, and 3 millimeter applications.
Okay.
Or cable.
Awesome. And so then we've got a little display here. If you're just listening to this, we do have a video portion of this on YouTube, youtube.com/Mountainland Supply. You'll be able to see this. We've got the display here of the seismic bracing from Caddy, the Invent seismic bracing here.
Absolutely. So You're going to notice all those that are watching this. The cabling is color coordinated, red, white, and blue, and yellow and silver. Now, this is patented by Caddy. Okay, so no other company out there can do the red, white, and blue color. And that's mainly for site verification. The red cabling is UL listed for 600 pounds. White cabling's rated for 1,100 pounds. Blue cabling's rated for 2,400 pounds, and the yellow cabling's rated for 4,800 pounds. And that's designed specifically for our building officials, our inspectors. So when they look at our submittal that we send to the contractor for the layout of the seismic bracing, if they look at the product being suspended in the air, they can say, okay, that should be a red cabling that's rated for 600 pounds. Let's take a look at that. So they look up at that product, and sure enough, it's red cabling. Mm-hmm. So it's there for site verification. And two, for your listeners, red, white, and blue meets the Buy America, Made in America Act. So any government projects that are out there, utilize this product. Mm-hmm. I mean, the cabling's made out of Missouri, so it's going to meet any government project. So, right. And that's a big thing. So, and something else I wanted to talk about here is that, and if many of you guys that are taking a look at this, the components are this. There's the URC clip, or we call it Mickey Mouse ears. They kind of look like Mickey Mouse ears. Sure. With some holes in it, and that's where you're going to loop the cabling inside. And there's an oval sleeve, a little silver oval sleeve. It's actually copper that you slide on to the cabling here, and you crimp it for the red and white cabling. You crimp it twice, and you use these little this crimping tool. We also have a pneumatic jaw that can go on some of your rigid tools, Milwaukee, or whatever tool that you have out there that you want to use. Mm-hmm. We have jaws for the bigger cabling, for the blue and yellow cabling, which require a 3 crimp. And that's important. It has to be installed with 2 crimps on the red and white, and then blue and yellow have to be 3 crimps in order for that system to work. But it's really simple. It's a quick installation. Mm-hmm. It's cabling. You don't have it's less load bearing on the structure. Right. And easy to install.
Mm-hmm. And especially around here, there is a lot of kind of retrofitting for seismic, a lot of seismic retrofitting to make sure that it's code for earthquakes and all that kind of stuff, any kind of seismic activity. So you want to make sure that you're using the UL listed products.
Absolutely.
So that way, you're not only are you good kind of inspection wise, but you're also good with your customers. If you're using a product that's made for seismic bracing, and should there be something, they're gonna be in better shape than people who are using the shortcuts.
That's correct. Absolutely. That's a peace of mind for our end users and our contractors, knowing that it's a tested product.
All right. So, well, thanks for coming on and chatting about this. Appreciate it. You can find these products with your Mountain Land rep or at mountainlandsupply.com. You can find this podcast at mountainlandsupply.com/SupplyWise, and be sure to check out the video portion at youtube.com/mountainlandsupply. Make sure you tune in each week to find out more about the products and services that make you SupplyWise.